Okay, welcome. Another video. And this time, what I thought I'd do is do a little video on cleaning cards and submitting them, whether it's to BGS or PSA. It's one of the fun things, I think, in the hobby. I think it's really cool when you can change a card from looking like this into a PSA or BGS slab. And I think the best thing about it, there's several things. One, it's preserved. It's really safe in those plastics from light as well as water or any kind of wear and tear. So it's preserved that way and it's recorded. But also, probably the most important thing is that it makes the card more valuable. So we're going to go for a PSA 10. And I would say on average what the PSA 10 will do to the card will anywhere from double it to even as much as 10 times the value. It just depends what card, who it is, and how rare the PSA 10 is. So what I'm going to do is kind of take you through a step-by-step process on how I handle the card, how I take it out, how I clean it, wrap it, and submit it to PSA. So what I'll say is this much, that a PSA 10 card, let's just say, is a PSA 10 card. There's no way that if this thing is damaged or any kind of damage, surface, edges, corners, whatever it may be, that I can make it into a 10. What I can do is clean off a lot of the surface issues, which include fingerprints or just like this gunk or like smudges that happens, I guess, in the printing process. All the while, I'm going to use a lamp and a magnifying lamp to look for blemishes, especially on the corners. So what I'm doing is I'm kind of auditing the card and I'm looking for reasons not to submit it. I think the key in getting PSA 10s is submitting PSA 10s. But there are often times that we are so hopeful psychologically that we almost try to trick ourselves when we don't see when we see a blemish, we trick ourselves that it's not there, or that let's chance them, maybe they're gonna give us a 10 like that. Once I get there and the feeling is, oh maybe, and I start having doubt, it just doesn't cut it for the most part. For the most part, I'm going for PSA 10s. Sometimes I'll go for a 9, like on a sticker or something like that, or I'll just take whatever. Or a really old card, I'll just take whatever. But some of the newer cards, I'm going to go for a PSA 10, and I'm going to filter out the ones that I don't think are. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you through a little quick tutorial to show you how I clean it, how I take the cards out, how I prep it, get it ready for PSA. And all the while, what I'm trying to do is to create a great service for the PSA grader when they receive it. I want to serve them to make their experience with my card a great one. I want them to know how much I care and how much work I put into this by creating a unique grading experience for the grader. And I'll show you what that means. Okay, let's take a look. Okay, first of all, what I have here is I have in front of me, I have like a UPS box, because I feel that the hard table is just too hard. There's not enough give or like cushion. Plus, I want the box to move because I want to slide it off so I can handle the card and I can do things more mobile. So let's dive into it. I have this Lonzo ball here, and I got to take it out and I'm going to clean it up. So let's see what it looks like. So we just take it out the normal way. Try to pinch the card on or not the card, but the plastic. Take it out. This is a 17-18 rookie card. I don't know if you can see that, but it almost looks like there's moisture where it's stuck onto it. So when you try to push it up, it doesn't go. So what and a lot of folks know that what you do is you just sort of blow into the card and it'll work itself out like that. So I'm not worried about handling the card or grabbing it. I'm not overly nervous about it because I don't want to drop it. The worst thing you can do is drop the card or scrape it with a scissors, right? But I'm not afraid to hold it. I put it on a paper towel because the paper towel is very forgiving. It's light, not gonna really snag. So I'm going to put it on a paper towel to take a look at it. Now the other thing I have is this magnifying lamp. So I am going to look into it to get a closer look. When I'm going to look on the front side, the first place I look is the corners. I'm looking for corners and I'm looking for dents, for whitenings. But oftentimes the front side of the card is not really too bad. Normally the front side of the card is pretty nice, as you can see there. Okay, but to the blind eye, I mean, it looks like all the corners are sharp, but that's why I have this thing, right? So I'm gonna go look under it. Too bad I couldn't see. The other thing that I need is I need my camera flashlight. My phone light. Why do you use my phone light? Because it works. You can use whatever light you want. What I suggest is use the same light all the time. And what's important with the light is to see shadows. So let's go take a look. Okay, so I'm just going to shine the light. I'm looking at it. Sorry if you can't see, but I just got to look real good. By the way, I got this card from a Hammer break. Right on, Hammer. The front side looks great. The front side looks great. It has sharp corners. I don't see any whitenings. Don't see any smudges. Okay, so right now I guess I'll clean it a little, but I'm not gonna be done with cleaning the front because I'm gonna flip it on its back and then clean the back and flip it on the front and then clean it all over again. Okay, so here's how it goes. I got it on the paper towel. I'm gonna kind of pin him down here, and then with my other hand in the paper towel, I started the corners. I don't know if you can see that, but I started the corners and the edges. Where I just sort of work my way on the borders. And the thing with older Prism cards, it's almost like the surface is not as prismy, so it's not as smooth, and that's why I'm going to clean a couple of cards. But this one actually feels not bad, but it's also not as smooth as this year's brand. So I don't know if it's because of the age or what. But I just use small circles.
Tiny circles. Another one. Another one.
Put
in that word.
I don't press too hard. But I'm trying to look for any smudges. I see something on the foot. Alright, when I see it on the foot, it just feels sticky. I can just feel it. Weird. It's like, man, that is a bad one right there. There's like some kind of gunk on this card that really ugly. Show this to you. You can see that. You see that gunk right there? That is just terrible. It looks like it got worse. So it's weird, you know, these older cards. I don't know if it's because it's stuck on the back, but look at that thing. That looked like it just got progressively worse, and I don't know what that is. So this card, obviously, with that kind of surface damage, there is no way. And what I don't like about the old Prism cards is that when there's a small gunk like that, and then when you swirl it with the paper towel, it just gets worse. So, yeah, can you pass me? I think there's a microfiber. Here, sorry, I got it. So I have this kind of microfiber one and glasses holder. Let's see if this thing takes it out. Yeah, that feels good, actually. And it's buffing. Look at that. Look at that. I learned something today. Old, gunky Prism residue. Paper towel made swirls, right? Look at that. The swirl is gone with microfiber. I did not know this until today. Because most of the cards I've been getting 10s on and cleaning are this year's cards. But this, close to magical. Now we're talking, Hammer. That bugger is gone. I love it. You know what? I'm going to continue with the microfiber on the card. Old Prism smudges microfiber off paper towel swirls. The key to looking at the card under the lamp is having a flashlight. You cannot do it without the flashlight because you're not going to see everything. Especially the nicks on the corners. If it's not white, sometimes it's just touched and you can't see it. You can't see the touch or the ding unless you shine the light on it and see a shadow. That's cool, man. That thing looks good. It looks real good. Okay, so here, watch this. Okay, you see this box? Got the camera here. So now I want to flip it on its back. So I have a two-ply paper towel. I'm going to just cover it like this, take it out, and then just flip. That's how I'm going to get to the back. The back to me is the key to the corners, because oftentimes on the back corners you'll see coloring, and especially in the newer cards, you know, the back side is like black, and you see how it's really bold, the colors. It's not like that shininess. So the corners, when they're white, it stands out more. So this one looks good, right? From your perspective, it looks pretty good. Let's go see what the lamp says and the handy dandy flashlight. The bottom two corners are great. Top looks great. Looking for creases at this time. With the new cards, you can get a crease in the front or the back, and on the opposite side, you'll see no creases. So it's really weird. I'm looking for creases. I see some slight scratches, but it's okay. Not man-made like with scissors. But it looks really good, Hammer. I appreciate you taking care of this and sending it to me. Okay, so old card, paper towel didn't work on the front. I'm going to use the microfiber or this cloth on the back. Nice and smooth. Man, it works so much better, this microfiber on the old cards. Shout out to my friend Brad Takinaka. But I'm not going to add any kind of like weird chrome material to this, Brad. Not yet, anyway. So you show me the way. Okay. So we just touch up the back. We'll make sure we get any kind of fingerprints off. Take your time, obviously. We're going to go and make the sandwich again. I slide my hand under. Then we flip. Gently lay it on the cardboard here. Open it up. We're going to take another look. Use the flashlight. Because every time you flip it, you flip it on when it's face first on the paper towel, then you flip it back onto its backside. You'll get like this dust residue from the paper towel on the front, especially on Prism cards. They just stick for some reason. It's real like small dust-looking particles. That's why I do one more quick cleaning of the front side, and I'll just sort of like sweep it, because I know I buffed out what I wanted to. And there is such a thing as over cleaning. You don't want to do that. So I want to dress up this Lonzo Ball base rookie card in the best way possible. And I just saw more smudges. Okay, so I see smudges like by his foot area down here. I don't know if you can see that. You can probably see that real lightly. Okay, so let me try to get rid of it. Kind of in that same area. So sometimes you got to put a little elbow grease in there and just really buff that baby out. Let's see, like without the light, looks great. With the light, confirming greatness. I think this is like a 10. ink. Okay. So now I'm going to put it into a penny sleeve, and I will use brand new penny sleeves all the time. And I like this part. So this part is going to be hard to see, but I'm going to make the sandwich. I'm not going to make the sandwich actually. But I'm going to use the cardboard box to like slide it off. And use the paper towel to slide here so I can get a grip. Okay, you can't see it, but I'm getting a grip here. So I'm getting a grip. Kind of hold it on the top half. So then I can put it in to the penny sleeve. And you just kind of bend it to get a nice, oh my gosh. Wait. Slide it in. Now hold it right on the bottom third here. And I just lightly will just brush it off again to get any dust particles. Front and back. And then what I'll do is I'll kind of lightly just sort of buff the areas where my fingers went to grab it. Not too much, just a little bit. So I'm going to slide it in the penny sleeve where there's a little bit of space on the bottom and the top. I don't want to shove the card all the way down where I can manipulate the corner or ding it. Okay, so we're almost done. Now I have it in the penny sleeve, and I've cut these, just Post-its into strips. And the idea here is we want to help the grader. So what we want to do is we want to put it like this so that when the grader is pulling out the card, then he or she would just pull the tab versus digging the fingers in there and pulling it out, which would risk more damage. So we just want to style them out. And this shows that we care about our cards. Now I have this card saver, and when you submit cards to PSA, for the most part, you should use a card saver one. If the card is fat, you can use a mag, one touch, or like one of those fatter top loaders. But for regular cards, they prefer this. So again, I take care of it, right? Just move this on the side. Just clean up, just wipe it down, make it look good. Take your time, right? Not fast food, it's like Japanese food. Very deliberate. Okay, so we kind of open it up, stretch it out. Now here, this is how, so you can't really see it, but you see how this thing moves, right? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to slide this off the table a little with my left hand under it, so then I can just grab the card like that. Sorry, you couldn't see, but I just use the movement of the paper towel so that I don't have to like grab it off and like peel it off the table. Then I get the card saver. Kind of let it open and just sort of squeeze the side and drop it in just like that. This would be a $20 submission to PSA. Okay, so maybe let's just do one more. I'm going to use this card. It's the Ja Morant NBA debut. It's known as a really cheap card. Like people can get it for like $10. It might be more expensive now. You notice the newer card a little easier, like in the penny sleeve. The other one was stuck. This one just slides right out. I mean, I can just tell the finish is a lot smoother. Okay, you can almost see it. Yeah, it's like more shiny. So this, I'm going to use paper towel. I'm confident in 2019 that Mosaic paper towel has got to me a lot of 10s, but the older prisms, maybe the microfiber actually has worked terrific on those old school like smudges. So let's learn that. So here, super easy. I can feel it. It's super smooth. So again, we're going to work the edges because that's where when people open packs, breakers, ourselves, we tend to hold the edges because we don't want to touch the face of it. So because the hands or the fingers and the oils will be in certain spots in the card depending on who's holding it, I like to pay close attention to that. So I go on the outside. Notice I haven't looked at it yet, but I'm just buffing it. Okay, So now let's take a look to see from the front side if this thing is submittable. Top two corners look great. Bottom two great. Surface, no scratches, no smudges. This is beautiful. Top right corner, no, looks really good, man. Okay, so now I'm gonna just slide it over because this paper towel, there's two, right? You can see this the perforated part in the middle. Again, we're gonna make our sandwich. We're gonna slide it off the cardboard, do a little flip of the pancake, boom. Now we have him on its back. And what's weird is that because the front side of the newer cards are so like glossy, they slide. So when you clean the back, you kind of got to pin it down a little bit. So I'll just pin it here. Again, looking, just paying attention to where the fingers would go on the borders. Cleaning it like that, not too much, not as much as the front. And then just kind of, just buff it out. Wax on, wax off, circles better than, up and down. And that's it, pretty much. So again, we're going to close it, flip, go back to the front because I know there's dust particles, right? No laziness involved. We're trying to make what should be a 10, or if this card is a 10, we're trying to put him, or the card, in the best possible position to receive a 10 grade. We're not turning him into a 10. We're making him who he's supposed to be. And if he's a 10, then we're going to put forth our best effort. So I see all this dust particles. Looks like little hairs like all over the card. Just lightly just brush it. Brush it off. No need to worry about making circles here. You're just trying to brush off. And the paper towel, when I first started cleaning, I thought, nah, it's going to scratch it. But then I thought, oh, maybe the guy knows what he's doing. And I'll just use the paper towel. And sure enough, it worked. But now I just learned why I'm going to use microfiber. Okay, so the dust is almost all off. You here. I'm going to clean it. Okay. Looks nice and clean for the most part. Okay, so I'll get the penny sleeve ready. I'm going to lean it here because I got to grab the card, right? So I'm going to slide it off, grab it with my two fingers on the half or higher part. Put him in the penny sleeve. Once you get him in here, you're home free. Okay, at this point, you shouldn't damage it. Okay, we clean him up again. Put him in, not all the way down, just a little bit like that. We get our little post-it. There. Oh, card saver. Put it in the card saver, stretch it out, slide the paper towel, pick it up. And real easy, we'll just sort of peel the thing open, slide it in, then kind of squeeze the sides to pop it open. Get it down there. Boom. Done. Well, center it a little bit. Okay, there we go. So we got this guy and Lonzo, and I'll just demonstrate those two for now. After this, as we wrap up, after this, what needs to happen is normally, we'll get a bunch. Like say we had like 7 cards or something, and I'll package it like this. And then what I'll do then is get a rubber band. Okay, no tape for the grater, period. Okay, we'll rubber band it like this, like one time with a twist. And then we're gonna make a sandwich. So I had prefabbed these slices of bread. I'm gonna make a little sandwich because the UPS box that I use, the big cardboard, is super thin, and I don't like that. So I just put another smaller piece of cardboard and tape it to just make it stronger. And what we're going to do is then we're going to sandwich, like say we had like 7 cards, we're going to sandwich it like this. You're going to sandwich it. And in here, we're going to do another like twist. Just one time like that. Okay, so here we have our sort of our sandwich of the card. Not going to move. And then after that, it's really simple. After that, you're just going to use, you know, bubble tape to just wrap it up. And then, you know, you get the small box, or the small party box. Fold it up, put the thing in there, and just stuff it in a way that when you shake the box, you don't hear anything moving. So you use the, you know, this bubble wrap. And again, no tape. Super important. So we just use rubber bands to tape it up. Put it inside the box, and then there'll be like, you know, little spaces of room, so you want to make it tight, right? So what you then do to fill those spaces, you just get, you know, plastic bag, paper bag, or plastic bag that you would get from the grocery store. Kind of crunch it up and just kind of stick it in there. And that's really how I go about cleaning cards. And more than just cleaning the card, again, a lot of psychology. We want the grader to know that we really care about getting a great grade. And we also care about them grading our cards for us. Because imagine like doing this for 8 hours a day. I mean, that kind of sucks to just be looking at cards, grading it. Like, it's got to be tough on the eyes and very monotonous. So I try to make it as smooth and as nice for them as possible. You know, I don't want any tape. I hate when I receive cards and there's scotch tape. You use rubber bands, you know, make the boards nice. I want them to see my sandwiches, you know, my slices of bread, and that I take time in making those things. You know, I want them to know how much I care, and hopefully, if they're on the fence and giving me a 9 or 10, that they will side for the 10. So, for today, folks, cleaning cards, super easy. But auditing them and being honest and submitting 10s is the challenge. Be honest with yourself, submit 10s. You can use microfiber or paper towel, depends, I think, on the year of the card, and go get them out there. Cards are the best.